In 1775, the Continental Congress created the Chaplin Corps. Under the command of General George Washington, each soldier was required to attend worship service every Sunday. While other armies advanced on their feet, Washington's troops advanced on their knees. It's time for the Chaplain's Report with Caleb Colquitt on tactics.
Chaplin's Report this morning. Oh, forgot to turn my camera on. Okay, Chaplin's Report this morning comes from the Psalms, and this is a Psalm of David. And I love the way that David describes God and describes his connection to God in so many of his Psalms. And that was sort of his outlet. It was something that he commonly did. He wanted to communicate his love, his affection, and also his dependence on God. And Psalm 103 is no exception to this. So we'll read the first 4 verses here. Psalm 103, 1 through 4. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget none of his benefits, who pardons your iniquities, who heals all your diseases, who redeems your life from the pit, who crowns you with loving kindness and compassion. I love this Psalm of David because it is such an expression of David giving thanks to God. And that's part of the theme that we're running with here because it is Thanksgiving. It is upon us. This is David pouring out his soul and saying, Lord, you do so much for me. Things that I don't even think about on a day-to-day basis because you're always there. You're always present. You're always by my side. And it's not just that he benefits him in a material way, because David talks about that too. He talks about, when he says forgetting none of his benefits, he talks about the physical a little bit later on. But look at the first thing here, the first few verses that we read, where he talks about God's spiritual blessings. And while we thank God for our food and our houses and our cars and our modern conveniences, let's also remember to be grateful for the spiritual benefits that God gives us. Like David lists here, someone who pardons iniquities, heals diseases, redeems your life from the pit. It's not just that God makes your life better. He makes you better. He makes you a better person. He has this transformative quality in your life that by associating yourself with God, by following his laws, by submitting yourself to his will and his instruction, you become a better human being, one that's better equipped to serve God, and also one that's better equipped to serve your fellow man and live your life in such a way that helps other people, which David was a big believer in. He was the king of his nation and led them greater than any other king before or since. And part of the reason he was able to do that is because he understood that God was the one that really needs to be in control. He understood that his power wasn't his to use as he wanted. It was a responsibility God gave him. And because of that, he often gave thanks to God. That's prevalent all throughout the Psalms, which I think is a lesson for us. That the grateful person, a grateful and cheerful heart, is one that is not only going to acknowledge and understand his blessings, but will be able to appreciate them more because he understands that they're a gift. He won't take them for granted. He won't assume that they came to him because he's so great. We will see them as responsibilities, as tools that we need to use to serve this world, and most importantly, to serve our Savior. Or as King David put it, the one that extends his hand and pardons our iniquities. That's the kind of God that we serve, and that's the kind of God that we should be joyful to serve. I want you to remember that when we go and be thankful with our families and think about all the benefits that God has given us. Stay the course, friends.